Welcome to session 3 of these Tai Chi movements. Today we're going to cover the basic forward stepping. As we've done a lot of hand movements, we've done a lot of stationary movements, so now we're going to move a little bit with it, get our body to take this forward diagonal step, which we're later going to add to our hand movement. But today, just focus on the leg work of it. We're also going to begin to cover the 4 basic hand movements, being cloud hands, holding the ball, we have brushing the knee, and also pushing back the monkey. And there's different names depending on what style, what tradition, but these are going to be the 4 movements we're going to work our way up to. But for now, let's just get warmed up a little bit. So as always, start with opening the shoulders a bit, whatever's helpful to you. Maybe you just want to work one shoulder at a time. Maybe you want to twist the body a bit. I'm going to do my exercises, but you feel free to follow with whatever makes sense to you, whatever is useful for you at the start of this lesson. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Let's twist the body a little bit. Get everything open. Don't twist too far to the point that you strain something, but just twist enough to start to really engage. And if you feel like you'd rather, put a little more force into it, if your body's ready for that, you can also toss the hands a bit. One hand and then the other, going swiping, like there's a table you're knocking things off of, swiping. And the whole time we're doing this, you're just starting from the ground up. I'm twisting from the ground, twisting like this, and that sends my hips send my shoulder sends my palms, and the whole movement goes just like that. Turn. So you can do it relaxed, like this, if that fits your practice, or you could do it a little more intense if that's what you're into. All these movements you can modify to fit where you're at. Along that same line, we can get that twisting, and just do a reach with a punch if that's what you like, or you could just have the hand straight out, but we're just going to turn to the right and have the left hand reach that way. Turn to the left, have the right hand reach. Twisting, reaching, twisting, reaching, turning, full 180 degrees. Turning this way and reaching, this way and reaching. Reaching, reaching. You can have the hands open if that helps. Reaching, yeah. Reaching to this way, reaching to this way. I like to have my head turn as well to really focus on it. So I look this way, yeah. Look this way, yeah. 1, yeah. 2, couple more. Twist, and 1, and 2. You notice I switch up the hands sometimes. It's not so important what the hands are doing so much. It's just getting this hip to turn one way, hip to turn the other way. And later we work that into stance work, coming around here, pop, pop, really using the hip to propel our movements. Next, let's get grounded. As always, we want to work on the breath. We want to work on getting the whole movement to be harmonious, the whole body to be harmonious. So we can start with our basic Tai Chi posture. We have, I'll just turn to the side so you can see the profile view. Knees bent, tailbone tucked under. The core is just engaged a little bit, enough to hold this nice structure, a bit of a rounded structure. Knees bent, tailbone under, head held up by the string. Everything relaxed, settled down in this position. And when we inhale, we rise up just a little bit. You don't need to lock the legs, but we can straighten them a little bit. We exhale, we sink down. So each time you inhale, let the air go all the way in, fill the full cavity, the full torso, let your body rise. When you're ready to exhale, let the whole thing sink down. Yeah. If you'd like a larger movement, let the hands rise up above you. Inhale. When you're ready to exhale, same thing. Pressing down. Taking a few breaths to just get settled. Rising up. Sinking down. And the more orthodox Tai Chi breathing or Tai Chi meditation will be palms straight up in front. And then elbows drop down, wrists drop down as you sink down and settle down. That's if you'd like to do it. If you ever go out into the park, practice with a group doing Tai Chi, probably you'll start with this standing meditation. Rising with the palms in front. Sinking with the elbows down. But for now, just do whatever's helpful, whatever makes sense to your body. With me, I like to have a little bit of turning, a little bit of shifting the weight. Some people keep it very steady, 50-50 on both feet. Half the weight on the left foot, half the weight on the right leg. But I like to send the weight back and forth, play around as though I were a tree, especially when I get into here, this tree pose. Imagining that I'm like a willow as the wind hits, sends me one way, sends the other way. Partly I'm responding to the actual wind that's around me, but you may be indoors, there may not be much airflow. You can also respond to the inner winds, to the flow of impulses, to the flow of fluids, to the flow of everything that's within your body, to the flow of subtle energies in and around your body, if that's something that you're perceptive to or that you like to visualize or engage with. However you want to talk about it, just allow yourself to settle, knees bent, tailbone under, palms a little bit relaxed but still engaged, and then just settle and explore. This is a good chance to do a body scan. See how your shoulders are feeling, seeing if you're holding any tension in your face, in your temple, in the brows, in your cheek, in your neck. See if you're holding any tension on the side of your ribs, under your arm, wherever there's any tension. See if you can physically shake it off. Maybe massage some of it out. Maybe just let gravity take it out. And when you're ready, we settle with the palms on top of the dantian, always with the same general structure. Tailbone under, back relaxed, head held up by a string, and everything settled. Good. From here, we'll do our transferring of the weight as we've done since the first session. And then I want to take it into a little bit more of an acrobatic movement, a little bit more wushu style, but we'll start slow. If you're ready and you're comfortable to add this, this force into it, feel free. But if that's too much, if you think you might hyperextend, overextend, you think you might hurt yourself, then you'll just keep it to the slow version. Nothing wrong with doing it slow for a while, for weeks, months, until you're ready to then add a little more force. All right, so doing things slow, we'll bend the knees. First start by passing the weight all the way onto the left leg and then freeing up the right. The point of lifting it off the ground is to demonstrate, is to prove to ourselves that all the weight is on the left. Eventually, we place the right back down, send all the weight little by little onto the right. Once all the weight is settled on the right, now we can free up the left. You can carry it behind you, in front, you can put it wherever you want because all the weight is on the right. And now gently put maybe 2% weight on the left, 4%, 10%, 20%, get it to half and half, 70%, 90%, 95, 98, 99, 100% here. Lift up this one. We'll send it back and forth four more times just to warm ourselves up and to really get control. All the control, all the weight on the right leg. Lift up the left. I like to inhale when I rise up, exhale when I sink down. All the weight onto the left. Little by little, right leg up. 2 more like that. I exhale, pass the weight, inhale, lift up. It can just be a small lifting off the ground and then slowly all the weight onto the left. Lift up. Relax everything. Take a moment before we move on to the next element of this, which is passing all the weight onto one leg and then as best as you can, letting the knee rise up. So you may want to take a moment beforehand, stretch, work on balance a little bit. Actually, let's do that together just for a moment. Plant one leg down, grab the other knee, and really stretch it out. So don't even think of this as a balance, as a challenge. If you start to lose your balance, just hug your knee. This is more of a stretch. We have one leg planted in the ground. Maybe you want to lock it and straighten it. If that's your practice, if that's your exercise, maybe you keep it a little bent as long as it's supporting you. And then the other leg, we're stretching out the hamstring, the glute, we're stretching everything, just pulling this. I'll turn to the side so you can see. Just pulling this close to our body. If you start to fall at all, grab your knee. Pa! And there you go. Other leg, same thing. Plant it down, just relax it. We're not thinking of this as like a challenge. You're just allowing your right leg to hold you. And then stretch out the left. Stretch out the glute, stretch out everything, stretch out the ankle a little bit if you want to stretch that out. And just, if you start to lose balance at all, hold on to your leg. You have this perfectly stable thing that you could just clutch. If I'm starting to fall this way, I clutch it. If I fall that way, I clutch it. Yeah, so one leg's just flat, comfortable. Maybe the knee is locked if that's how you like to practice it. Maybe it's a little bent, but you're just holding here. We'll do that another time. Same thing, stretching everything out. Just maybe you have to move a little bit. Maybe you have to hop a little bit. That's fine. But just stretch. Stretch this out. Good. Hold it. Relax. Other leg, same thing. Stretch it out. Yeah. Yeah. Just get everything loose. Good. So from here, pass all the weight onto one leg, say the left leg, and then let the knee rise as high as you can. Really trying to get it up to the chest and relaxing. Never forcing anything, but just exploring. All the weight onto the right. We'll do this 6 times total. That was 1. This is number 2. Letting the knee rise up to whatever's comfortable. Lowering it down. Put all the weight onto the left. 4 more. Lift up the right. I like to breathe in here. Settle. And eventually let it sit. Pass the weight over to the right now. If you're doing it more wushu style, more exhibition style, then you're going to want to really lock everything. Locking this leg straight. Bring this knee up to the chest. Locking that toe straight. But maybe you do it more relaxed. Whatever's comfortable for you. Put the weight on the left. 1 more on each side. Leg up. Place it down. Right leg down. All the weight on the right. Little by little. Left knee rising up. Really comfortable, relaxed. Straighten the leg if you like, or keep it bent. Whatever's comfortable. Relax. Shake it off. So for now, you can continue doing that if you're still exploring that, if that's the speed that works for you. Maybe you're not lifting your leg all the way up, that's fine. Just getting your weight on one leg, lifting the leg a little bit, weight on the other leg, lifting it up. Settle, keep exploring whatever movement you're at. If you'd like to add a little more oomph to it, as I said in the last round, the last session, if you're going to do these snapping movements, if you're going to do these locking the arms, locking the leg, doing all this stuff, you have to make sure you've built up enough control in the joints, enough security so that you're not going to overextend, you're not going to harm anything. So don't go straight into, if you're not there yet. Go here first, and then eventually you can put a little more force as your body allows it, as your body invites it. So if we're going to do that here, we're going to go down, plant all the weight on the right, and then lift up the knee, the left knee, and I'm going to really twist. That's what this movement is here. You can have a palm there, you could have a claw there, you could have a fist there, you could do whatever you want. You could have 2 palms, whatever, just as long as you right leg down, left leg up and twist, left leg down, right leg up. So slowly right goes down, pick up the left, twist the body to the left goes down, pick up the right, twist the body to the right. This is the Jet Li signature move in a lot of his movies. Kind of drunk, and let's see, Jackie Chan had it too in the drunken style. But anyway, plant the right leg, pick up the left, twist, plant the left, pick up the right. We'll do 10 of these. 1, twist, go down. 2, twist, go down. 3, twist, go down. 4, twist, go down. Twist, go down. 6, twist, down. 7, push, go. 8, hold it. 2 more, down, reach, and down, reach, relax. It's a little bit more cardio, a little something to get everything really pumping, everything really flowing. As I said last time, it's sometimes nice to do something that takes a little more exertion, a little more fire inside of you. Then when we go to the slower Tai Chi movement, you'll already have this fuel lit, which will help to propel the movement almost on its own. And you'll understand what I mean the more you do it. Or maybe you already have that experience and you can write about it. But anyway, we're going to go on to this stepping movement, this forward stepping in Tai Chi. The way we do the forward step is going to be, it's kind of a diagonal step. Rather than standing here, rather than putting my leg directly in front, like directly toward this camera, you see here, I wouldn't have a lot of control. I wouldn't have a lot of stability. So instead, I'm going to move my leg out 45 degrees, then come forward. And now I have a nice structure. If someone tried to push me in my bow stance here, I have a little more structure. So my feet are not one in front of the other twisted. They have a little bit of separation in my bow stance. Bow stance going to have majority of weight on the front bent leg, like an archer with their bow. In wushu, we do a very strong bow stance, deep bow stance. But in Tai Chi, do the same thing, but just higher up. So we don't need to lock the back leg. We just have it relaxed. And we're going to do this. We're going to go, when I say we go diagonally, it's almost like a train track. See how well you can see this from here. I have one track moving my right leg track, and then I have my left leg track, which is kind of like hip width apart. And as we do this, it's gonna be a diagonal. I'm hoping this shows up on the camera, to the point where I have my one track here, and then I go onto the left track, like a railroad. Yeah, one track here, one track here. And then I'm gonna be doing my movement, rocking forward, rocking back, and I'll break this down in a second. And then I get all my weight here, feet together, and then I go diagonal again, back to the right track. So my feet, I'm going to do this kind of fast so you can get the idea. They go diagonal to the left, and then I do my rocking, put all my weight here, and then diagonal to the right. So if you could see the camera, see the tracks my feet make, they're going diagonal, 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 and they have these two tracks. So my foot is always either going to be on this track, or I step it on this track, and then I step it onto this track, and then onto that track. That's if you're a visual learner. Maybe you're just kinesthetic. Maybe you're just ready to do the movement. So let's do the movement. We're going to start here and twist 45 degrees. I'll come up close so you can see a little bit. Our hips are 45 degrees to the right. We're going to bend the knee. Yeah, I'm going to have to stand back just so you can see when I step forward. Bend the knee. All the weight on the right leg now. Transfer all the weight to the right, which means we can free up the left. When we free up the left, we actually move it out 45 degrees. So we're going from this right track out to that left track, and I'm going to let the heel settle real gentle. And then I start to let my hips shift forward and eventually twist my hips to the front, landing in a bow stance. That's the first part of the first step. Let's try that again. We're starting with our feet 45 degrees. We bend both knees, tailbone tucked under as always, head held up on a string as always, and the weight shift to the right. Free up the left knee, the left foot comes off the ground, and then the heel goes out 45 degrees gently, and then I start to shift the weight to the front, and then I start to turn the hips to the front, and now I'm in my bow stance. Next movement, we're going to keep the hips oriented where they are, and we're going to focus on that back leg, the right foot, and plant all the weight on the right leg. Everything on the right leg was shifted back now. Now I twist 45 degrees, and now I complete the step by moving all the weight onto the left leg, the front leg. Once all my weight is on this left leg, now I'm ready to bring the feet together, bring the right leg forward, and that was one full step. Let's do our second step. Out to the right train track with the heel, 45 degrees, real gently. Start to shift the weight forward, and now turn the hips to the front. Bow stance. This is the beginning of our second step. Now I rock back 100% weight on the back leg, left leg, and then I rotate my hips 45, and I complete this step. All the weight onto the right, feet together. Good. I'm going to do a few of them, maybe 6 of them in a row, and I'll describe it a little bit, but just so you can get a visual of what we're going for with these steps. And then I'll come back and break it down a bit, little by little. I'm going to stand pretty far back so you can hopefully see the whole movement as I go. But I'm starting 45 degrees to the right, bending the knees, relaxing. You can have your hands behind you. If you don't know where to put them, you can do whatever you like with them. Put all the weight on the right leg. The left heel goes out diagonally, and then I move my weight forward and finally shift my hips forward to a bow stance. Good. 75% weight on the left leg. Now rock back. 100% weight on the right leg. So it's like we advanced, now we retreated. Turn to the left, and now we advance one more time to finish the step. All the weight on the left. Once all my weight is on my left here, that means I can move my right and finish the step. That was one full step. Now a second step with the right leg. Out to the right corner, diagonal. The heel goes down gently. We move the weight to the front, and then we move our hips forward, both stance. 75% to the front leg, only a little bit of 25% weight on the back leg. Then we retreat, put all the weight on the left leg. The back leg is carrying everything. Now we rotate 45 degrees, turn the hips here, and we complete the second step. All the weight on the front leg. Once all the weight is on the right, we can bring the feet together. That was 2 steps. Let's do a third. Heel goes out, gently come forward and turn the hips into a bow stance. Gently rock back, all the weight on the right leg. Gently turn the hips 45 to the left, and gently finish the movement, trying to keep the head level, keep the whole body level as we just bring the right foot to the left. Step out with the right heel, really gently, and then keeping everything level, rock forward onto a bow stance. Relax. Rock back, all the weight on the left leg. Rotate to the right. Rock forward, all the weight on the right. We keep going. See if we could just keep this moving. Left leg out. Yeah, rock forward. You see, I'm still 45 degrees with the hips until I'm ready to go finish that bow stance. Have my hips forward. Then I rock back. I'm using my hands to show where my hips are oriented. Now I'm going to orient them 45 and finish. Yeah, really my hands will be more relaxed when I do the movement, but this is just to show you where my hips are at. And then I go 45 degrees with my hips and then 0 degrees. Go to the front. Rock back. Rotate. Finish. Good. And relax. Yes. We're gonna maybe cut this lesson a little short because I feel like the laptop might be overheating. Might need a break. But that's the intro to the forward stepping, and we'll just have the hand movements on the next session. But anyway, hopefully that answers any, if you have any questions on that movement, let me know. But I want to give my computer a moment. As I say, it seems to be kind of overheating. I'll demonstrate one more time from the side, and hopefully it picks up and you can still see it. When we step out, we rock forward, rock back, rotate, put all the weight on. And then the other leg out. Rock forward, rock back, rotate, put all the weight here. Left leg out, forward, rock back, rotate, and then the other leg. And eventually we'll be doing it with hands too. Pushing, pushing, doing different movements. But this rocking forward, rocking back, and just trying to get a smooth transition of the weight. But that's the intro to the Tai Chi stepping, this diagonal forward stepping. Hopefully you can practice that. As always, take a moment to just breathe. Let everything settle. Because by doing these exercises, we stir a lot of things up. You're loosening up your tendons, you're allowing things to flow, you're allowing energy, emotion to flow, memories might come up. This is both a mental and a physical activity. It's a spiritual activity. It's an energetic activity. So when I'm done doing these movements, I like to really take a moment to get grounded again and take a moment to assess myself, assess where my mind is at, assess where my body is at, assess what's going on. Take a moment. Don't just jump straight back into the rest of your day when you're doing this. Maybe keep your phone off for a couple minutes and just check in with yourself, see what this has brought up for you. Again, if there's any questions, if you have any interesting, unique experiences that you feel like sharing, feel free. But hopefully these movements and these exercises have been helpful, and hopefully you will enjoy them as I continue to share them. Take care. Have a good day.